And then what was the mac?
Don't forget to remove the spoon.
The carbonara mac of the week.
Here, I'll grab it for you.
Excellent. And then click see rewards.
Enjoy.
And it looks like you not quite have enough points yet.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
$10 for it.
Each had multiple stab wounds. Some had defensive wounds, showing they fought with the attacker. And there was no sexual assault. County Coroner Kathy Mabbutt is describing the murders as personal.
Wow, guys, what a horrific case. This was one of those cases when I heard about it, it absolutely, literally made me ill. I didn't know if I was even going to cover anything about this case because of the visceral reaction I had to hearing about this case. I'm sure you can relate. It's an absolutely horrific, tragic, heartbreaking crime. I'm sure a lot of people felt that way. So I've been watching what's going on with this case every day, several times a day. Very concerned with the idea that these victims, these beautiful young people, are going to get justice, as they should. I mean, that's all that's left for them. That's all that's left for their families. In fact, the father of one of the victims was on CNN on Thanksgiving, and when I do a live stream, I'm going to play a bit of that video, and he said that he's still very much in denial, and he is just hoping for justice. He's just turning his focus to justice because it's probably, the only thing he has left after losing his beautiful daughter. So as I've been watching what's going on with this case, I'm starting to get very concerned. Now, one could imagine that a place like Moscow, Idaho, with a population of 26,000 people, would not have a police force that is equipped to handle this kind of crime. However, there is always the FBI, who did get involved in this case, and other agencies who are willing to help out and will help out. It's almost as though there's kind of a crop sharing in law enforcement these days, so to speak. I couldn't think of a better analogy, where they will help one another out. Each agency will help one another out if they don't have the resources, facilities, space, whatever it may be that their neighboring agency has. I don't know, man. The sister of one of the victims spoke out. You may have heard this interview as well, and she seems to be a crime sleuth, and she pointed out that the first 48 hours are absolutely critical. And her brother pointed out that it's some statistic I never even heard of, that I think he said that 9 out of 10 murders will be solved in the first 10 days, and after that, you really have very slim chances. We're going to listen to that interview again. We'll get the details totally right, but I am sensing the same thing that the brother and sister of the victim are sensing, that The investigation was sloppy. It was lethargic. It was lackluster. It was slow. I'm sure it was incomplete. I don't know enough details to say that, but I just have a hunch. And I'm just so afraid that some of the evidence that was at the crime scene has been lost as a result. I'm also concerned that the coroner came out and spoke publicly in an interview before the crime is solved, before there's even a suspect according to law enforcement. I don't know. Please tell me what you guys think. I am not in the medical field. I certainly don't know much about the professional responsibilities and ethics that a coroner should abide by, but guys, it just seemed really strange to me that the coroner came out on an interview on TV offering up all of these details that, I don't know, man, it just sounded to me like if the assailant was watching, and we know he probably is, the coroner would have given away some details that law enforcement may have wanted to keep on the down low until they have a better handle on this case. For all of these reasons and more, I'm very concerned about how this case is going to go, and if we are on the path of finding justice for the 4 beautiful victims in this horrific crime. So we'll be following this case on Watch the Obsession. I hope you'll come with me, and thank you guys so much for watching. Let's please find justice for these victims and their families.
Students found each had multiple stab wounds. Some had defensive wounds, showing they fought with the attacker. And there was no sexual assault. County Coroner Kathy Mabbutt is describing the murders as personal.